And then it just ends. Just ends, and we're in the show. We're already knee deep.
Do you really have to bring that up every episode?
Yes. It's a good callback. Get out of here. Go.
I'm going to teach you how to fix it.
Ooh. And then it'll ruin my callback. Then it'll ruin my goddamn callback. Anyway, welcome to Loud and Nerdy on a Tuesday night. My name is JW Colwell. I'm joined as always by my good friend Jerry Kamora of the band Slapjaw and my graduating high school class. We have a good, fun show planned for you tonight. We have Jermey Ashley on. He's the director of this Tubi indie horror hit Meathook, a fun little slasher, a throwback slasher, I would say. But it's also a little bit meta because it's in the present, so it understands final girl theology. The great final girl theology. Let's get to the news because I want to get Jermey in as soon as possible. He's also going to stick around for
all these places that you see below.
Well, yeah, no. We have new things we have to actually talk about.
Oh, yeah, new things.
If you like what you see, we are now in the live streaming capital, but we're also all the places you get your podcasts. So you not only can see us live talking to people like Jermey, very talented young filmmakers, you can also hear us in your car while you're getting coffee, while you're talking to friends, having a good time, all those places. And here another little video that gives you an idea that's covered over our faces. It's perfect because we are definitely faces for radio. But all these places are places where we can now get the podcast. So we have an audio version as well as a live version. Super cool. If you like our show also, we do the show every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. If you like movie history and like talking about movies, Generation Movies on Monday nights. It's me and Rich Dries from the Philadelphia Film Critics Association. We talk old movies. We're working on legacy sequels right now. We've done Aliens in the last couple of weeks. We're doing Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick as it returns to theaters next week. All kinds of cool things going on. We also have a great kid that comes in every couple of weeks, Gabe. He does a show called Symbolistic Cynicism. He just had Charles Edwin Powell, who was on, and he was incredible. He was in The Exorcist 3, Screamboat, Lost Junction, and he's been on Law & Order. Amazing. We also have other guys that show up bi-weekly. Oh, no, wait, that's a different thing. Hold on. I had all my stuff lined up, and now it's all gone. The Technical Defects crew, they come in they come in bi-weekly. I think I have it, but I don't know where I put it. Anyway, it is what it is. I will make sure we get it. Thursday nights, bi-weekly. Let me get it because now I feel bad.
10 p.m.
Thursday nights, 10 p.m. It's Riot Ryan West, Joe Ridgely. They're incredible. They have an incredible chemistry. They started Technical Defects a long time ago before I could find a card for it. That's in my somewhere. I don't know where I put it. Okay, we're moving on. Anyway, I'm sorry. I will have it by the end of the show. But we have Jermey Ashley on tonight. He made a movie called Meathook. It's going to be amazing. And hopefully you stick around. He likes Twilight Zone, so we're going to talk Twilight Zone with him too. Super cool. Here we go. First comment, Ken McCurry. Good evening, friends. Thank you, Canuck Ken. Good to see you. I hope you're feeling okay. Stay out of trouble, you. Cindy Kamora, thank you so much. We appreciate you coming every week. It is Jerry's mom, but it is okay. We like nepotism. We're okay with it. And also, she likes me too. So she sent me a gift. I'm going to show it when I get it framed. I'm actually going to get a frame for it. Thank you, Ms. Moore. It's a delightful gift that you sent me. It's beautiful. Anyway, let's talk. As we start the summer movie-going season, Jerry, one of the things that I think is fascinating is box office is on a tear. It is on a tear that we have not seen since pre-COVID, to be honest. We had new movies that opened this weekend. The new movies that opened did pretty well. One did more well than the other. And that's this movie right here, Devil Wears Prada 2. It opened, Jerry, to $76 million, which is a lot of money for a female-driven sequel. It's, I'm not saying it in a bad way, just the truth. But the other side of it is it grossed another $156 million internationally. It's over $240 million right now as we speak.
It's not too bad.
Worldwide. That is an incredible
and it's a sequel too. Like
for a sequel of a of a female empowerment picture, and but it has the star power. It has Meryl Streep, it has Anne Hathaway, has Emily Blunt, has Stanley Tucci, all returning, and adds other people. I didn't do a review this week because I saw it Saturday. It's fine. It's breezy. It's light. It's exactly what you want out of a sequel. It's not as good as the original, but it's not bad either. It's fine. You know what I mean? But the ladies I saw it with on Saturday afternoon were all awing and clapping and cheering at the right places. So it is a critic-proof movie, much like last week's number one movie, Michael, which came in second. And as it comes in second, it only drops 44%. So it grosses another $54 million. That movie is at $184 million domestic already, $246 internationally, $434, so almost $500 million for Michael. When I say we have hits before the summer season starts, I'm not kidding, because third place was Super Mario Galaxy, still chugging along, 12 million, only down 41%. That is at 402 domestic, 494 internationally for 897. You getting a trend here, Jerry, where all of a sudden movie theaters are back,
making a lot of money,
making a lot of fucking money. And then fifth place was this movie, Project Hail Mary, one of the best movies of the year. Fourth place, I should say. That is at 319 domestic, 320 international for 639 total. And that movie, everything is buzzing right now as we start to get into the movie. Again, Project Hail Mary grossed another $8.5 million, only down 34%. Number 5 was a movie I saw also that I want to talk about a little bit before we get going. Hokum, Adam Scott. It's from Damian McCarthy, who did a movie called Oddity about a year and a half ago. A really great folklore horror film, basically about a sister who's trying to track down her sister's murderer, and basically, uses objects from an oddity store that she has as a psychic to kind of bond and catch the killer. Fantastic. But this movie, Adam Scott is a grumpy fiction writer. He goes to Ireland to see his parents' old their stomping grounds. Basically the places where they consummated the marriage, a tree that his mother stood by, so that he can place their ashes and do all these things. But he runs into a series of weird confluences and a witch that may or may not be trapped in a hotel room upstairs. And all I could think of, Jerry, is we did a Twilight Zone episode a while back called The Howling Man. And The Howling Man is about the devil being trapped in a monastery, and somebody lets him the fuck out.
Don't let him out.
Don't let him out. They let him out. And this is about a witch that's trapped in a bridal suite at an Irish hotel. This Damon McCarthy fellow, we're going to have to keep an eye on, Jerry, because he's developing, I think, something either with A24 Lionsgate, one of those studios. He's developing an Irish anthology folklore horror show. And I am fascinated by folklore horror. I love folklore horror. This had all kinds of stuff about the witches, like a witch in Irish folklore, like what you need to protect yourself from a witch, why the witch captures people, the trinkets she uses to capture people. It's really great. It has other things going on. And it has a dumbwaiter because it's a hotel. And then I'm going to give you a little nightmare fuel. And this is all I can explain is that it is a children's show that the young Adam Scott watches when a tragedy occurs that comes to life in the bridal suite. Good makeup, good design, creepy as fuck. It jumps out of nowhere. I guess it's a rabbit. I don't fucking know. But I really liked it, and I think he's somebody we got to keep an eye on. Last topic. Okay, so we did Top Gun last night. 2 more topics. Sorry. We did Top Gun last night. We're doing Top Gun Maverick this upcoming Monday. Jerry, I'm going to ask you a question because I think this is prevalent. We were talking about Top Gun last night, right? Top Gun's a good movie. It's a good movie. It's a personified 80s movie. But if I said to you, is Top Gun Maverick better than Top Gun? I think if anybody ever asks you the question, give me a sequel that's better than the original, I think this is the answer. Just because it's an easy answer, because you can get into fights about other things. If somebody goes, I like Aliens better than I like Alien, you can get no fight about it. Top Gun is thin. Top Gun Maverick isn't. You know what I mean? Like, it's a really good sequel that saved movie theaters. So, if you have
it ties together the relationships and everything too, right?
Yeah, and
so it has that element about it.
The original Top Gun is paper thin. In the rewatch yesterday, Jerry, I was sitting there amazed. Like, this movie outgrossed everything in 1986. The Fly, Big Trouble in Little China, Aliens,
right?
Back to School. It outgrossed everything. And I'm thinking to myself, it's good, but it's not great. Like, it's not great. It's good. Anyway, I think Maverick's great. But the other fun fact from last night that has to be talked about, Top Gun started on something like 1,600 screens. And six months later, when it left theaters, the last day it was in theaters, it was also on 1,600 screens. Not the same screens, but the same number of screens. 6 months later when it left theaters. Ridiculous.
It's a lot crazy. Of people.
It's a lot of theaters. We also celebrated May the 4th yesterday. May the 4th be with you and also with you if you're Catholic. Cool. Mandalorian and Grogu is coming. I got my Mandalorian and Grogu shirt going. This just shows that I was on board early, just so we're clear. But one of the things that came up yesterday that I was really interested in, there was a big Star Wars fan thing on Variety. Fans streamed the franchise, Star Wars franchise, 33 billion minutes in 2025. So when people say Star Wars is dead, I just want to put it into perspective. It's 550 million hours of Star Wars content across linear TV and streaming like Disney Plus in 2025. 550 billion minutes, million hours, 550 million hours. That's incredible. And then I was intrigued, like the shows that like the top 10 streaming shows last May the 4th were Andor, Star Wars: A New Hope, Phantom Menace, which was celebrating its anniversary, Empire Strikes Back was 4th, Revenge of the Sith was 5th, Attack of the Clones 6th, Jedi 7th, Rogue One 8th, and then a couple of shows, The Clone Wars and Tales of the Underworld were in the top 10. But for everybody who says Star Wars is dead, it's not dead. It's just that we have very vocal critics within the franchise that are angry all the time.
Well, so, right.
Lighten the fuck up.
That goes for everything too. I mean, anything else really.
But lighten up. If franchise is not dead, we'll see. Hopefully, it gets a rebirth. Comments before we move on. The whole car is listening. Thank you, Raven. Raven, by the way, is not with us tonight because she is actually out. She's going to see Carrie this weekend at the Mahoning Drive-In, and she drove past this, and she wanted me to bring it up on the show. Somewhere in the middle of wherever she's at, this was out front. I assume it's a Cinco de Mayo mannequin. I don't know, but I feel we could make a horror movie based on that. Wait till Practical Magic 2 in September. I think Practical Magic 2 is going to be very big too. Michael's sequel got greenlit already. Of course it did. It's at $400 million already. Love the renewed interest now thanks to Sinners. I think Sinners is part of it. But I hope that's not the dress you're getting for your Carrie thing. Okay? Don't get that dress. Okay.
You got to get the pig's blood too.
You got to get the pig's blood too. Well, yeah, you can do the blood, right? That would work. Okay, so I'm super excited. We actually have a really cool guest tonight. I have a picture of him before we start. Jermey Ashley. He's a really talented young filmmaker. I don't know how young he is, but he's young to us, so we're going to say he's young. He's also got this incredible Cutting Floor Films. I keep on screwing up the name. I keep on saying Cutting Room Floor instead of Cutting Floor Films, but I got it right this time. I'm happy about that. He has a great movie on Tubi that we're going to talk about tonight a little bit, Meathook. The poster's awesome. It's a fun slasher. I like slashers. You know, Jerry, I'm kind of a connoisseur of slasher films. I take them in all shapes and sizes. I don't care what they do as long as they establish the prerequisite rules I have in my head. Just kidding. But I pleasure welcoming to the show for the first time. Hopefully not the last time, but we'll see what he says when he's done. Welcome, Jermey Ashley. Jermey, how you doing?
Doing good. How you guys doing? Thanks for having me on.
Right?
You're saying it absolutely right. It's just spelled all fucked up.
He's got the background going and everything. Look at that.
I know. I had
I need to start doing that.
I'm just saying, while I was in the waiting room, I had some time, so I'm like, let me just throw on a background so it looks good. And then I got that too.
It is great artwork, though. The poster.
The poster. I'm going to put the poster up. Hold on. Poster's really great. It's super artwork. I love, just so you know where I'm coming from. One of the reasons I'm having on, I love slasher films. I need them. I have, like, when I go into them, and Jerry knows this, Jerry and I will talk back and forth online, and I'll be like, this worked. I was angry about this. But what I will say about yours that I find fun and engaging is that one of the things you do kind of meta-wise is that, you have characters talking about the final girl. You have a very good final girl and this is one of the keys to a slasher film for me. I think you have a really great final girl. Her name is Renee Leach, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
She is a fantastic final girl. She's serious. She's got everything going on. She's super interesting. She actually is a really good young actress. I had absolutely zero issues with her. I love it. And you guys talk about the final girl. So what was your idea going in? Because it's so meta. Were you worried about the meta of it? Or were you like, we're just going to go with it and run with it?
That's a great question. Well, much like yourself, I'm kind of a connoisseur of slasher films as well. I grew up watching them, fell in love with them, still a huge fan of them. And I knew I wanted to create something that was a little bit different from the traditional slasher film. And one of the things I wanted to explore was, usually at the end of a slasher film, you got the final girl, she survives. And either in the next movie, she's killed off right at the beginning, or we start off with a whole new cast of characters. First, like Alice in Friday the 13th Part 2. The list goes on.
First one that hit
Done
my
at the
brain.
house, not at Camp Crystal Lake, at her house, taken out. Anyway, yeah.
How the hell he got to that house in that neighborhood is a whole another story in and of itself. But
How
I knew I wanted to.
Because of the
walking
kids singing
around
in the beginning.
I know he's just willy-nilly just walking through this residential neighborhood. There's a little girl
Jesus
outside
Christ.
doing hopscotch or some
That's
shit.
always one of my favorite things about a Friday the 13th movie, though. One of the things you have to get around is that all of us walking into a room and across the room is a 6 foot tall giant wearing a hockey mask, not noticing him is very, very cognizant. It is something where I'm like, okay, I guess. Is he wearing a lampshade? What the fuck?
Alice was tired. She just got up from a nap. She was a little out of it. She wasn't really paying attention to her surroundings. So I chalk it up to that. But just
so
like,
trauma. The
exactly.
idea of a final girl trauma and the idea that horror films don't always treat our final girls Nice.
Yeah, they don't treat them nice, or you don't really continue the story, or you don't really pay them the proper respects by kind of checking in on them later on and seeing, how the events of all this happened, how it affected them and their psyche and, their ability to operate in the world. So I knew that was one aspect that I wanted to explore, was how that kind of character is able to deal with that loss after that traumatic event, and how they're able to pick up the pieces of their life and kind of continue on. And then what happens when that kind of same situation pops up again and they're having to confront the evil once more. So that was one of the real kind of main themes that I wanted to explore in this film.
Well, and then you have the awkwardness too of the friend group.
Exactly, not really understanding
kind
where
of like
coming
weird,
from,
but trying
and
not to.
all
You
her
have the
roommates
nice
and
friend,
stuff.
and you have the friend that's like, oh, come on, just get over it.
Yeah,
Right.
Like, what? Like, grow up. Like, what's happening? And the other friend's like, I don't know. She's, we're hitting weed outside every night. Like, you need to relax.
Exactly. Yeah.
So one of the things that I think is essential. How did you come up with the look for your guy? Your guy has he's got a meat hook, obviously, because the name of the movie is Meathook.
Gotta have a hook.
But how did you come up with the look for your guy with regards to the bones? And what was the basis for the bone mask that he wears?
That's a great question, actually. So we had to have some sort of mask.
I do this on a regular basis, Jeremy.
I could tell you're prepped. You know what you're doing. So I knew that I wanted him to have some sort of mask. I mean, obviously, all the great slasher killers, Jason, Leatherface, Freddy to a degree, they all got some sort of mask that they have. So we wanted to have something, but it couldn't just be some willy-nilly random ass mask that we just cobbled together. So it had to do something with his backstory. So since our killer's backstory is he was a veterinarian and he took care of animals, and now ever since this whole traumatic backstory happened to him, he's kind of trapped in these woods, and he hangs out there, and that's kind of his hunting ground. So the way that the mask was conceived is the fact that since he's out here and he's surviving off the woods and the animals, there's going to be all these bones around that he has left over from making food, and he cobbles it together in his own little mask made of all these different animal bones, birds, all these different rib cages, things like that. And one of the biggest inspirations for the look of it was a lot of artwork by H.G. Geiger, who is the artist behind the alien design. This very otherworldly, almost sci-fi like kind of look to it that I wanted to have. So that's kind of one of the biggest inspirations that we had. And then we had a really awesome artist who was able to come up with a bunch of different sketches for different masks. We finally honed in on one, and that was the one that we ended up creating. We got a couple different versions of it made. And yeah, I hope it's memorable enough that most people kind of like it. So
I think it's a unique look. It's different, right? And it's like you said, it kind of ties into his backstory, which is essential for any slasher. Has to have some sort of fucked up thing that happened.
Exactly. And to be quite honest with you, JW, I don't know if you noticed in the film, but it's not until like the very finale close to it when we actually show the mask in all its full glory. The rest of the film, we kind of just hint at it. We see little glimpses of it here and there.
You guys make a really interesting choice. Like for years, these actors that have been like the great slashers have been under makeup.
Kane Hodder, Robert Englund,
age Shatner masks. People stuck under these things. Your main actor, I think it's David Allen Graff, right?
David Allen Graff, absolutely, yeah. We actually show his face in it, not just
he gets at least kind of enjoy a little bit of the limelight. Okay, so let me stop here. We got. I see the comments are piling up, so let's see what we got.
Let's get to the comments.
Let's get some comments. Oh God, I can't do all of them. They're all crazy, but this one was good. Ron White, the acting was really good in the whole movie. I think that's it. That's a testament to you and your writing.
Thank you. Well, and also the casting. I mean, we just got really lucky, getting the right actors for it. And
I agree. I think that your two leads, Havin Baraka and Renee Leach, are really good. David Allen Graff's really good. You also lucked out with your cop. Your cop is fun. He's memorable. It's like
Everybody
I feel
loves
like
the cop.
Yeah.
well, he's fun. He's like, we don't get a lot of cops in horror films that are pragmatic. Yeah, you should cancel the party.
Yeah. Right. It's not a good idea.
He's super. Yeah, this isn't great. You shouldn't walk alone. They jump out of the bushes. Like, I like that he gives away a lot of like the horror movie concepts, the conceits that we're used to. But he seems like, in my line of where I used to do improv comedy, he's what I would call, he is a traditional ham. Buddy Clements, I think is his name, right?
Absolutely, that's him, Buddy Clements, aka Doc.
He is a ham. He is a ham of a character actor. That he's just super fun. He has a lot going on. You gave him a whole side story where he's dealing with his diet, which, as a fat guy, I got to tell you, it's always fun watching others struggle.
Everybody
he kind of gave me a vibe like Tom Atkins in Night of the Creeps ish.
Oh,
I don't want to be here.
Kinda.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't want to be
here. I
here.
can see him doing like the thrill me thing, like his own.
Yeah. That might have been maybe subconsciously some of
no, and it's okay, but the slasher genre is one of the genres where you can do homages and get away with them and have
totally works.
He was very likable
character. I liked him.
I totally enjoyed him as a character. He's fun, and like I said, a lot of the cops in like what you'll get when you're in some of these independent films, and Jerry and I have been watching a lot of them, and we have directors like you on all the time. What you get is one or two people in the cast are really good, and then everybody else kind of like, it's a trickle down effect sometimes. But I want to say with your movie, I don't think there's a trickle down. I think you guys have a lot of good people in the cast.
Yeah.
The side characters are actually pretty good. The kids that are, I used the term cannon fodder in our chat about the movie earlier between Jerry, I, and the other people on the network. And somebody had to look up cannon fodder. I'm like, cannon fodder, the people that are cool and are at the party and aren't going to make it.
Dispensable people. Yeah.
Yes, cannon fodder. People that are thrown on a war map, and oops, they're all gone because of the giant cannonballs that hit everybody, and the important people are in the back.
Exactly. They're the unknown actor in the Star Trek episode that goes down to the planet.
Yeah, the red shirts. The red shirts. Yeah.
The red shirts.
But like I said, you have a really good cast, but part of that cast has to be directed. And so let me ask you a question, not about the movie.
Throw it at me.
Give me your go-to horror films, movies that you love, that your top, right? So Jerry has one behind him for us. Him and I both love The Thing.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Right.
That's kind of the gold standard.
But like, it is. It's the most bleak, fun horror film ever made. But what are some of your movies that your touchstones, the movies that you go, that you're like, I love this so much, I wish I could do it. I want to do it. I'm going to make a movie, and someday I hope my movie's as beloved.
Well, I'm going to try and be a little eclectic with the choices that I'm throwing out at you right here. So obviously, The Thing would be on the list. I mean, again, gold standard of horror movies. You can't.
Is Child's The Thing at the end?
I don't know. That's the beauty of it, though, is that it's up to the viewer whether or not you interpret it as child, man. Or
he's gone a long time, and his breath isn't puffing out. Is all I'm saying.
But it's just beautiful, the fact that you could debate that with other people. Did you
ever hear the theory? Did you ever hear the theory that McCready's actually giving him kerosene, and then as McCready's sitting there laughing, it's because I'm giving this idiot thing kerosene, and it's drinking it like nobody's business. Yep.
Right.
Great stuff.
I don't know if even John Carpenter knows. I feel like
they do. He's actually started to talk about it more. I think there are thoughts out there. If you really want to get into it, Dean Cundy has said we always viewed the end. We always knew what the end was. The director of photography has always said that the way we shot it and everything, it wasn't, Charles was not a thing, but people put the way I lit him. We were lighting them because the whole camp was on fire.
Of course.
You know what I mean? He goes, but now everybody thinks he is, and he's like, we never lit him that way. It was.
If I were them, I wouldn't say anything. Keep it going. That keeps
let it
people
go.
talking about it for eons.
I hope we never get an answer to that question,
Right?
because I feel it's so much better if you don't, and it's just a debatable sort of
Well,
thing.
we're in
Yeah, it's
2026 talking about it right now.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That just it stands the test of time. And speaking
we
of
did. The other show I do called Generation Movie. We started in 2022 because we were celebrating 1982, the year that movie came out. Do you know that The Thing and Blade Runner opened on the same day in 1982?
Imagine
Can you
standing in
imagine
front of the
being
theater
lucky
and be
enough-
like, which one do I watch? Do I watch Blade Runner or do I watch The Thing?
Well, now as I'm older, it's like,
Sneak into the second one. Like,
what are we watching first?
Make it a double feature. Yeah.
Yeah, what are we watching first? That's the big rule. But also, The Thing came out 2 weeks after ET,
Yep.
and it
Which is why it bombed. Yeah.
Right, Blade Runner and The Thing both bombed in '82, like on their face bombed.
There's so many good movies coming out. People weren't ready for it.
Well, '82 is.
so
stacked.
what movies you got?
It's a stacked one. So obviously The Thing, and speaking of Dean Cundy, oh my God, fucking one of the best cinematographers ever. And I actually had the pleasure of running into Dean Cundy 3 times now. I feel like I run into him like once a year. First time was in cinematography class. He came and spoke to us. I got a picture with him and just nerded the fuck out. And then second time was
You filmed that movie that I love.
yeah,
that
bro.
movie that everybody loves.
And I just went to a revival screening of Escape from New York and Dark Star, I think, or something like that.
Dark Star, John Carpenter's first movie. We
Exactly.
did that like 6 months ago on Generation Movie.
Nice. And speaking
Great
of Dark
movie.
Star, Dan O'Bannon, one of the writers of that, kind of circling back to your question about favorite horror films, Alien, although it's kind of on the cusp of horror and sci-fi, that's kind of like one of my number 1, number 2 favorite films, period, hands down. And then other horror films that are kind of like my go-to or comfort horror films, I would say. One of them is a big inspiration for Meathook, which is Scream. Love the original Scream film. So seminal and just influential to me and all the films and stories that I like to tell. Not just Meathook, but all the kind of stories that I like to tell. Really meta, self-aware, self-referential humor is kind of like my bread and butter. So Scream, way up there. I'm gonna throw a little curveball at you guys. I'm gonna go Frankenhooker. I really love me some low budget,
Just watched
corny.
that not too long ago.
You want a date? Yeah, I love me
Hey.
some fucking Frankenhooker. Yeah. Dark Knight of the
Frankenhooker takes
Scarecrow,
it back.
He gets knocked out with the head.
super crack, bro.
Frankenhooker takes me
Dark
back.
Knight of the Scarecrow is a great movie.
Fucking fire, super fire. TV movie, but better than some of the great movies that people
I
look
saw
up
it
to.
when it was on TV. How
Wow.
old I am.
Night of the Scarecrow, actually. So one of the things I do every year, and Jerry knows about this, it's crazy. Every Halloween, every October, I do 31 movies I've never seen in my life, horror films I've never seen in my life. I do one a day.
Wow.
I do 31 new horror movies a day in the month.
Respect.
It's psychotic. Nobody should actually try it. It gets very trying. Also, what's really fun is that people start getting very angry when you don't put one down for the day, and you're like, I had shit to do. I'm going to do 2 tomorrow. Fuck up. Like, relax.
Yeah. I got to double stack it. I got other things going on.
I got some other stuff. I'm gonna punch 3 out in a second. Just bear with me. I did Night of the Scarecrow. That's a great movie. Very like not what you think it's going to be, and then it becomes something more, and also gives the basis for like so many of the things that you see in like particularly like the supernatural slasher movies. The idea that a wronged person takes it out the revenge on the next generation.
Right.
Pumpkinhead. Pumpkinhead.
High
All
Plains
all
Drifter
the
is a good
things.
one.
What was that?
High Plains Drifter is an example of that. Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good one.
Amazing. But some other comments. Hold on. Let's see. I love how the killer drove and traveled just to get her.
That's right. Our killer knows how to drive. Yeah.
Well, and like you have every once in a while, you have these weird movies where it's like, how did the killer get there? Like they did a good job with in a violent manner, right? Or in a violent nature.
In a violent nature. Yeah, I haven't seen that
They
one
did
yet.
a really good job with like the sheer volume of time it took him to get from one place to another.
Right.
Was fun. But your guy drives, which is cool because again, your guy isn't particularly supernatural. He's just really big, really strong, and really aggrieved.
He's not like a Jason Voorhees, where he's kind of like a hillbilly mutant that never learned how to drive, or even like a Michael Myers, that had to get taught by some mental patient in the asylum. This is a guy who lived a normal life, and then a tragedy struck, and then he
had everything ripped away.
Yeah, so he remembers how to drive, and he passes by a sign that says L.A. as he's heading there. So he could follow signages and things like that.
Really great. I like how I didn't think it would end the way it did. I think that's. Can I ask you a question? Let's talk about classic horror films with interesting endings. Your movie ends in there's a cut scene after the first run of credits.
Yeah.
That can only be described as Halloween 5-ish.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you're doing with that. Yeah, the old man.
What I immediately thought of was Halloween 5. I thought about the guy with the silver tip cane. Thought about the special shoes. Thought about coming to pick up.
Yeah.
The animal. Like
that's a good point. I never thought of it like that before. That
I'm
is
just
a lot
asking.
of similarities
I'm
with
just
that.
asking questions.
Yeah. Although that guy in Halloween 5 didn't know who Michael Myers was as he was helping him, whereas the guy at the end of our film, he knows who this guy is, but the audience doesn't know exactly what their relationship is. So
are you working on a sequel? Is that where we're headed?
Honestly, when I was going into this thing, guys, I wasn't really thinking of like franchise or sequels or anything. I just wanted to make one just good movie, But since then, a lot of people have asked me, is there going to be a sequel?
You have a cutscene. You have a cutscene that begs questions.
It does. It opens up a lot of questions about
trying to get your child's moment here.
What's these relationships? Yeah. But honestly, if it ever comes down that we make a sequel, and for a long time I didn't really have an idea for one that I was in love with, but I think it was about 6 months, maybe a year ago or so that I sat down and I was like, ooh, this is a good fucking idea for a sequel. Like totally bonkers, off the wall, not what you would expect kind of sequel from anything. Really leaning into the meta aspect of the film as well. So although we raised those questions in it, the idea I have for a sequel would kind of take things in a whole different direction than what anybody would think. So,
well, I just off the top, what my thought process jumped. So this is like his handler or his butler or something, like the backstory we get, maybe, he's a veterinarian, but we don't know how rich he is, but he could be super wealthy. So it could be like his Alfred to his dark Batman with a meat hook. Anyway.
Well, this could be the Thing campfire thing in our film. This is the who is he? How do they know each other?
Yeah, well, this is what I was going for. I was going handler. Yeah, but if you want to go butler or friend, that's cool. But the idea that you could take Meathook and plot him anywhere you wanted to plop him to right wrongs.
Exactly. Yeah. And he's not like a super evil, just want to kill everybody kind of killer. This guy has a specific reason why he's going after our final girl in this movie. And there's more or less a good rationale while he kills everybody else along the way. So he's not just willy-nilly.
Girl in the tub deserved it. She was not nice.
She was really bitchy. Yeah. Now whether or not that kill fit with him and his agenda and what he was going for is a little debatable. But she was in the way. People had.
Well, what I would say to you, what's interesting about it is, and I'm going to call you out on it if it's right.
Throw it at me.
I think it's interesting that she basically she gets called out as a virgin. So you're murdering a virgin in your meta horror film, which is kind of fun.
Yeah. So that's a great point that you brought up, JW. So obviously in these slasher films, the final girl, she's usually not promiscuous. She's not sexually active or any of that sort of stuff. So you usually expect the virgins of the film, the ones that don't drink or do drugs or have sex. Those are the people that survive. So one of the things, and obviously being a connoisseur of slasher films, much like you guys, I wanted to flip the script a little bit. So let's kill the virgin. Not only that, but nowadays,
it's not nice.
It's not nice.
She's super not nice.
Yeah. And
let her go.
But our final girl, I mean, we make implications that she's sexually active. So it's not like she's a virgin. And not only that, but as you mentioned earlier, her and her roommate, they go out in the backyard and they smoke pot and stuff like that. So,
Yeah,
so
see,
we have a final
oh,
girl.
you're breaking all kinds of rules. I'm all for it. I am picking up what you're laying down. I'm like I said, I don't have just everybody. We don't have just anybody on. Jerry and I watch these things. We like these things. We want to celebrate people that are smart and on the same vibe as us, and so it's important. Now, go ahead.
Speaking of breaking the rules, even the tub scene itself, that whole scene is a rule break.
Yeah, explain to me what happened.
So without giving too much away for the audience members listening,
just
haven't watched the film
in
yet,
general.
We have a very interesting fourth wall break scene that happens in the film. That might take some people out, and some people might appreciate. And honestly, that was a real contentious scene in the film, even during the script process. And even after we filmed it, I showed a cut of that scene with the fourth wall and without. To a whole bunch of people to get feedback to find out, should we keep it or should we not? Half the people love it, half the people hate it. And honestly, at the end of the day,
I will say it took me out. It took me out for a moment because for most of the movie, you guys are very serious. I had
to rewind it. I was like, did I just see what I saw?
Double take, yeah.
Well, it was the talk in the chat today. I was like, about the 110 mark. A weird thing happens, and they're like, "What do you mean weird?" I'm like, weird for any, just weird, just it. And I go, it took me out for a second, but I didn't I liked the movie enough to not to be like, so maybe that maybe he's just having a bad day.
And I understand that definitely.
Contentious is the way you said it.
Yeah,
not in that way. I will say I do think it does take you out of it, only because up until that point, you guys have been so diligent and serious.
We keep the tone pretty serious throughout. Now we do kind of have some little jokes that we throw in every now and again. We do have a couple characters looking at the camera, but that is kind of a big jump, that we ask people to do. And honestly, when we cut the scene together without the fourth wall break scene, it worked fantastic. But at the end of the day, when I watched it, I said, well, this is just like any traditional slasher film. The guy comes, he kills the girl, he leaves, blah, blah, blah. I said, I want to do something different. I don't want to just show people the same shit that they've seen time and time again. Even if it doesn't work, let's fucking try it. And
I also viewed it as maybe a test. Like you will know exactly who has watched the movie because they will tell you at the 110 mark. I'm just
I like the movie, but what the hell was up with that?
What the hell happened? Not that. It's not that. It has nothing. I'm not gonna. It's not a judgment. It's like I love your explanation of it. But what I would say is, it is a very good test for you to be like, you can go to a friend and be like, you watched the movie, everything smooth sailing all the way through. No,
that was great,
and you will know. You'll know who is lying to you about watching your movie.
That's the thing people will bring up. They'll bring up the fourth wall break scene, and then they'll also mention the cop character. They'll say, hey, I love the cop character. By the way, what the fuck was up with that fourth wall break scene in the bathroom? And then I have one
other one for you. Takes place in the present, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. My other big moment where I just kind of my head was wobbling a little bit. When she's talking to the podcaster, and she says, everybody's wanted my interview, including Barbara Walters. And I'm like, she's been dead for 4 years.
That's a great point. You know what? And I'm kind
Diane Sawyer. Diane Sawyer. I'm not meaning to be I thought it was funny, but it was one of those things where I was like, because then what it made me think about was, and then I'm like, my original thought was, well, maybe it's like a 90s movie, right? And then I'm like, no, the fucking lead's a podcaster. I'm like, exactly. No, it's not.
Exactly, yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, but that was the other one for me where I was just like, everything else was like,
that's a great
smooth sailing. And I'm like, then I started running through Diane Sawyer. Who else does interviews? it would be people on like CNN, so like Jake Tapper or
Right.
you know,
You'd have to
people were
throw
doing
one of those
interviews
things
with
in there.
like Anderson.
Right.
Cooper Anderson.
Cooper. There's a few names you can throw
Anderson
in there.
Cooper.
Now, honestly, the reason why we put Barbara Walters in there was we filmed this movie back in 2020. So,
Oh, she's still alive. Okay.
when we filmed
makes
this
sense.
movie, Barbara Walters was still alive and kicking. By the time the movie came out, she was dead. So, unfortunately, we probably should have
God
went with
damn it.
Anderson Cooper or something. Yeah.
Well, it was just it made me think I was watching a different movie. Like it made me think I was watching like a movie, and like no, the main lead's a podcaster.
Right.
You know, we're good.
Yeah.
Your head's on straight. Everything's fine.
I know.
Let's talk a little bit about some of the gore. What, like, when you're making these movies, gore, nudity levels, when you're dealing with actors and you're doing an indie movie, and everybody's like, what are your thoughts on that? Like, getting people, like, the violence level when you're doing this as a screening, are people coming out of it going too violent, not violent enough? Because you're an indie movie, so everybody wants more blood than they need.
Yeah,
I feel like you tapered it off quite nicely, actually.
Thank you. I think we did too. And anybody who watches the movie, they'll see that it's not like a splatter fest, you know, that we have like, you know, maybe some other films. Like I don't know if In a Violent Nature is really bloody, but from what I heard, it is. So we don't really.
It is.
Yeah, I figured it was. So we don't have a whole lot of just like straight gory paint the walls red scenes. I wasn't really focused so much on delivering that gore as I was really focused on delivering a great story with really well-rounded characters. That was really the emphasis that I wanted to place on it. And I feel like you have a lot of like awesome independent horror movies that come out, and a lot of them really lean into the gore factor, and some of them might be like the biggest, you know,
the calling card. It's
exactly.
The calling card. Yeah.
Precisely. That's the reason why you go to film it. The acting might not be so good. Characters a little two-dimensional. Story a little flat. But you got some great.
I think that's a great point. And actually, you do get a lot of good actors. Speaking of good actors, hi Jamie Hill. Jamie Hill, of course, a friend of the network. She was the mom in Skinamarink. She's
cool.
A great Canadian actress. We always love seeing her.
Thanks for tuning in.
Didn't it happen a couple years earlier? The Murder of Her Friends. Yeah.
It did. Yeah.
It did. We're just Barbara Walters threw me off. Let me ask you now.
Everything throws you off.
Everything throws me off.
He gets very.
I'm a big young animal. Did you eat paint chips as a kid? Why? Anyway,
they were led back in our day.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit. Like, I know you know Meathook is available on Tubi. Where else is it streaming? Where do you get the most money for it streaming? That's my main. I want when we have people on, I want people to download the movies, make sure the filmmakers and the actors all get 100%. Something.
I appreciate that. I appreciate
where do you get the most money for this movie downloaded? Tubi?
Well, honestly, we actually only got on Tubi in December, so I don't know exactly how much we're making off of Tubi so far, but Tubi's probably the best place you guys want to catch it. So you can find us on there. You can also find us on YouTube at Kings of Horror. They're a very popular YouTube channel. I think they have the Up All Night group over there now that they're kind of
Rhonda Shear group.
Rhonda Shear, exactly. Yeah. So we're on Kings of Horror.
We know those things.
Yeah, so Tubi's probably the best place. You can also find us on Amazon. It's not Prime. You would actually have to click to rent or buy it. And I'm going to make a special announcement right now. So be ready.
Okay.
I got Blu-ray and DVD. Woo, woo. Oh, it's kind of hard to see it, but yeah,
I got because your background, damn you.
I know, I got the whole back. It's blending in, but anyway, I got Blu-rays and DVDs now of Meathook that you can find. You can purchase them on our website, meathookmovie.com. Very excited to finally have these out, and there's lots of really cool extras that you guys might want to check out. We have a director's commentary on there where I sit with the cast and some of the crew members talking about the movie and all the process behind it. There's also about almost 10 minutes of deleted scenes on there, including a scene that includes the gentleman at the very end credits that picks up our killer. We have a scene with him earlier in the film that we had to cut. So we kind of hinted at him much earlier in the film, but for pacing reasons, we had to cut that scene out. So now you check the DVD out, the Blu-ray, you're going to be able to see that deleted scene.
Okay.
We have a behind-the-scenes documentary about scoring the film. We also have trailers, stills, director introduction, Q&A video recording that we had as well as a podcast interview that we did as well. So lots of really great extras on it. So yeah, if you guys are looking to get a physical copy of it, I would hold it up, but it's just going to blend in. Yeah, look at that. It's just boom.
Put it in front of your mic.
Put it in front of the mic there. Oh,
still
blending. It's the poster. It's a DVD. You guys know what they look like.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question, because it's not about Meathook, but I want to talk a little bit about some of your other stuff that you've done, because I was really intrigued by this movie. I think it's a student film, but I also think it's one of your first Hallmark films. You did a movie called Golden Age, which I'm a little bit fascinated with the concept. I'm a big Purple Rose of Cairo fan.
Ah, very nice. I'm a big Pleasantville fan. I never
seen Pleasantville. Purple Rose of Cairo, Pleasantville. All of the same thing. Golden Age. Tell us a little bit about Golden Age, and is it available to stream, or where is it?
Yeah. So I think we have a copy up on YouTube. If not, then you can find us on Amazon. You should be able to just watch that free through Prime on there. And basically, Golden Age is the senior thesis film that I directed and wrote, and it's very much inspired by Pleasantville, and it sounds like very similar to Purple Rose of Cairo as well.
Purple Rose of Cairo is about, just so you know what it is, it's a Woody Allen movie from the 80s.
Right.
Mia Farrow goes to the movies every week to watch like a hero on screen, and one day she steps up and walks into the screen, into the movie, and just kind of
very similar to our film. Yeah. So we have this older lady who's at a nursing home, and basically her kids are there along with her granddaughter, and we're finding out that she's an old actress from back in the day, but all the residual checks have dried up, and she doesn't really have any money to stay at this place anymore. And while she's there with her granddaughter, they're sitting down, they're watching one of her old movies, they get sucked into the film. And it's a really lighthearted, fun story that's family friendly as well, much more family friendly than Meathook, about them kind of connecting. And it's really a love story to classic films, black and white films. It's also
because the movie that she jumps into is basically
it's like Casablanca,
a clone of Casablanca.
Precisely, yeah.
I really found that interesting. The trailer was super cool. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Okay. You're going to stick around. You like the Twilight Zone, I hear. So you're going to stick around for a week. We have two segments we do every week on our show. You've been an incredible guest. I hope you had a great time.
You're too kind.
I do want to show some pictures from the movie, because I have a ton of stuff from you. Not from you, but in general, I have Meathook stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But like Cutting Floor Films is your production company, correct?
Yes, that's our production company. I created it, and we're going to be releasing all future films through that label, Cutting Floor Films, and I'm really excited to have this company that we're able to put out these films through, and hopefully we're going to be able to deliver some stuff to you that is just as good, if not better, than Meathook.
You know what, I think it's a pretty good calling card, first step movie for you. This is one I wanted to talk about this really quick. You have a shot in the movie that's really fascinating. She's kind of vibing out, and she's having like a moment.
Right.
And you cross-reference the Meathook with a hanger.
Yeah.
That's mildly terrifying, which is kind of fun. Really nice shot. I appreciated it.
Thank you.
But like I said, I thought your actors were actually good, and that's usually, to me, when I'm watching the actors, if they're having a good time, if they're actually like coming across, I give a lot of credit to the script and the director.
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, like they said, I think, getting great performances really comes down to the casting process. As long as you get the right people that know what they're doing, and you're able to communicate well with and give directions to, and they're able to, interpret those directions and deliver what you need. I think that's what it really comes down to. So I wish I could be like, I gave all these great notes and directions during the time. I just casted the right people who knew what the fuck they were doing, and kind of let them do their thing.
And you're like, yeah, do that. That sounds great. You
exactly.
Run with that.
Precisely, yeah. So I'm very proud of the cast that we have for this film. All awesome, fantastic people. And Havan Baraka, by the way, who's the second lead in the film, he has starred in a lot of awesome big television shows such as Abbott Elementary, the Equalizer TV show, Station 19. He's also a very accomplished screenwriter in his own right. This guy, you guys need to get Havan on the show because he is the biggest horror movie fan that I know. This guy, if you mention any scene or character or whatever from a movie, he'll be able to tell you the first and last name of that character. And
well, you look him up with us. We'll have him on. Whatever he wants to talk about, we'll talk about.
Let's do it.
We're a good launching point podcast. We're growing.
I'll start pulling betas and VHSs out.
Let's go.
Well,
I'll get my VCR.
Laser discs too.
Okay, I do want to run the trailer.
I got my 8-track.
We're going to run the trailer before we go on to our other stuff.
Let's do it.
Forgot to run it earlier. That's on me.
No worries.
And the Grand Poobah has called me out. So, but here's the trailer for Meathook, directed by Jermey Ashley. Again, on Tubi, on Prime. If you go to like the special spots on Prime.
Yes.
But check it out. Let's check out the trailer.
Here we go.
You know, it's almost
Maybe.
spring break, and you've been isolated in this room all semester long.
It's just been hard letting myself get really close to anybody right now.
And why do you think that is? Jordan, whatever's happened to you in the past can no longer hurt you.
It is the age-old story. Girl goes into the woods in the middle of nowhere. Girl's friends get killed by a meat-hook-wielding maniac.
Some have said they've seen him stalking in the woods. Mask made of animal bones.
Great. Couple more.
No, the Meathook man is after me. What do I do?
Yeah, that's not morbid at all.
I'm live streaming.
So that couple that was murdered, really think it was the same guy?
The couple we found does seem to be mutilated in the same fashion.
Jordan, chill. Trust me, we have to go.
We'll be safe. Trust me.
People say that dog don't hunt, but I say he's good for something.
What kind of animal would do something like that?
Probably the same kind of animal that watches chainsaw slasher pictures.
A fantastic look to the camera with all us degenerates that like chainsaw slasher pictures.
That's us, baby. You already know who it is.
That is us.
And special shout out to the guy. That cut our trailer for us, Doug Jensen. Doug Jensen is a very accomplished editor of trailers. In particular, he cut the main trailer for the Robert Pattinson movie, The Batman. He also cut one of the spots that's running right now for Mortal Kombat 2. So shout out Doug Jensen for hooking us up with an awesome trailer.
It reminded me of the Norman Fell look in Three's Company all the time. Like,
Love it.
Yeah, Norman Vella, that's an excellent run. Okay, so we do two things on our show every week. You're going to stick around for both of them. We're going to do Jerry's first. Jerry has an incredible basement. His wife has allowed him this basement to fester. Things spring out of the basement every week. I don't know what it's going to be this week, but it came from Jerry's basement is what we're going to do first. Jerry, what's coming out of your basement? What treasures? Just so we're clear, Jeremy, you haven't been here every week. About a month ago, he pulled out one of the old Godzilla toys. You know, the one that's worth like $1,000.
What?
He's like, the firing hand and the tongue that slithers out. Impressive. Yeah, he pulled it out. He's like, oh, it's just sitting here. It's just hanging here.
I can't wait to see
Jerry, what do you got?
Well,
Jerry's got the goods. What do you got?
So I was never a collector of this until my buddy got me started. So I have a Mr. T collection.
Oh, shit.
I have this. I've got a pack of trading cards here.
The A-Team. Love it.
I've got the air freshener that hangs in your car.
I pity the fool has a dirty car.
It probably smells like dirt. I've got a A-Team lunchbox here.
Oh, damn.
Oh, God. Does it have the thermos, Jerry?
It doesn't. This one doesn't. And
sacrilege.
we have the Mr. T kite.
Over 4 feet tall.
Holy shit.
That's in the package here.
That kite could beat the other kites up at the playground.
I pity the fools. We've got a puzzle.
Oh my God. That's insane.
What a glorious human being he was.
50-piece puzzle.
Wow.
What a glorious 80s character.
We've got a 18 board game here.
Oh, do you get to play as each of the characters? How the fuck does that work?
Yeah,
I'm Hannibal.
Here's Murdoch. You get to be Murdoch here.
I don't want to be Murdoch.
I call dibs on Hannibal.
It's got the nice.
Yeah, everybody wants to be Hannibal.
Come on. Picture.
Oh, actually, you know what? Well, if you're like your chubby guy is not super good looking, you're like, I could be Face. If you're charismatic enough, you can be Face. Everybody's going to want to be Hannibal. Face, we can get around. Nobody wants to be. I bet you, like Murdoch has to do weird shit.
Another board game here.
Oh, I like the art on that one. That one's cool.
Wait. I'm reading and pulled it back up. Team up with Mr. T in an exciting race against time. For what?
Wow.
What is he racing against time?
Oh shit! Look at that! Wow.
That looks very serious.
It is.
That's like
great, right?
That's like Mr. T shoots and ladders.
And then the ultimate.
Oh,
I'm going to show you a toy. It may just be the most ridiculous toy you've ever seen in your life.
I got a lot of toys, Jeremy. You know the shit I have in my room.
Oh, well, wait and see.
I'm excited for this. What is this going to be?
Yeah, what?
Holy crap!
Oh my God! It is a ridiculous toy.
It's a van with Mr. T on the front.
That a Mr. T-mobile.
That is.
What if he was? What if? Okay, so you make a show where the car is alive. You give it Mr. T's mentality.
I pity the fool.
It goes up the thumb.
I pity the fool rider. Oh my God, that is the most ridiculous story. That's pretty ridiculous. Impressive, Jerry.
That is very
always impressive. I the new one I got this week. I got a couple new things. This is my newest one. I just got the McFarlane.
Oh,
it's the Joker, but it's not Jack Nicholson, but it's clearly Jack Nicholson.
It kind of does look like him, yeah.
Because we don't want to pay him.
No.
But it's clearly Jack Nicholson. And then the other thing I got,
very beautiful.
because it was May the 4th day, I did get my first of 4 collector's cups for the Mandalorian and Grogu.
Oh.
But here's the rub: you can't just buy the cups.
Yeah.
You have to eat a Whopper. I'm not the biggest Burger King person.
Same.
It kind of makes my tummy hurt.
He's got more Mr. T stuff. Look at it. It never ends.
It's the same thing. This is the air freshener.
He's got amazing.
Oh, that's the air freshener. Oh,
I'm
man.
Mr. T. Just hang me up and I'll protect your car, your boat, your home, everywhere. Take it from me, Mr. T.
It smells like mohawks and gold chains.
It's just gorgeous.
It smells like
gorgeous.
I ain't getting on a plane, Hannibal. That's what it smells like.
Just I'm not getting a plane with him. Every episode they had to find a way to drug him. It was great.
Yeah.
Your car idea sounded like Knight Rider, but with Mr. T as the voice.
Yeah, like the idea that it's Knight Rider, but they give the car a personality that's not Mr. Feeney from Boy Meets World.
Right.
They give the car like the car actually does want to beat people up.
It has arms in it.
I'd be hilarious.
I kind of. How are we going to factor in Mr. T's head on top of the car and his arms popping out though?
Okay, so he only comes out it's like a mechanical version, and he can pick up the bad guys and hold them for the cops.
Or it could be
three batteries. Holy shit.
It could be almost like almost like another situation with him in the car, like maybe
it's like
a RoboCop.
I want to say it's RoboCop meets Knight Rider.
Exactly.
So
he's infused in the car.
He's infused in the car, and the car can come to light. Like the body is like RoboCop body.
It's like Transformers meets Knight Rider meets the A-Team.
Meets Dragonheart, right?
The
So
car
it's like
has to have a T-top.
because it's got to have. You got to have the soul in there somewhere.
Yeah, the Sean Connery dragon soul. Yeah, absolutely.
You got to have the soul.
It needs chains.
You actually also need at some point you need the heart part where here you can strike my heart and he saves the hero, and
That's right. That's
I
right.
digress.
I think we might be onto something here, though.
Well, I feel like that's $1 billion movie if we do it right.
I'll start writing it.
So many people. I don't.
How's the outline going?
It's kind of, but it's like it's been like. Don't get me wrong. Like My Mother, the Car. Like it's all like it's a descendant of Knight Rider and all these things. But the fusion, I would say, if you're doing the player thing, which is the player pitch in the elevator, is Knight Rider meets RoboCop.
Exactly. Yeah.
With a famous 80s action star. Like the other person, it could be like Stallone would be a great. Because you do Rocky, or you do B.A. Baracus, or you do something like that.
With Mr. T, though, you get the comedic aspect because he can like tell jokes and do quips like in between.
Pound sand. Yeah, just give up before
all those one-liners.
Yeah, just get closer so I can grab you with my arms. Like it'd be funny.
Like puts him in his mouth and just eating people and
just
stuff.
Like, just starts chomping on people. Anyway. Then he comes up against a bigger, scarier car, like that one season of Knight Rider where they brought in the monster truck, the mega, like the 18-wheeler.
I remember that.
Was a Goliath.
We could do some crossovers too. Like maybe he runs into Herbie the love bug, and then Herbie's like actually like like a serial rapist, and then we have to stop Herbie.
He goes after other cars that are not good cars.
Exactly.
Well, I love that.
Them, like very lightly.
We've actually written an entire movie.
This is fantastic.
It is.
Gold.
Creative. The Indie Escape Network, where creatives unite. That's actually our motto or our moniker. I said motto the other day, and it caused a kerfluffle. Anyway.
No kerfluffle.
It is a motto.
I love kerfluffles. Also, let's go over. You've crossed over into the Twilight Zone Redux. I love that Jermey loves the Twilight Zone. When I brought it up, here's the thing: not everybody wants to stick around for the Twilight Zone Redux. They feel I've run the course. Jerry and I every week get on and talk about a show that's 60 years old that I still think hits every possible nerve.
100%.
And every week we come up with new and exciting reasons why I think it hits the nerve.
Yep. And
this week is no different. This week is actually a fascinating week. Title of the episode is The Gift. It's season 3, episode 32. So we're very close to the end. It is written by Rod Serling. So it is a masterful episode, kind of a unique, fun episode. We've talked before, and we talked in the green room a little bit. Oh, hold on. You're late.
For a very important thing.
Jeremy, you got to be careful. This one makes our guests cry.
Uh-oh. I don't have any tissues nearby, so
I might cry today.
Be easy on me.
Are you okay? Before we start the Twilight Zone thing, how did your Carrie dress hunt go?
Wah, wah.
Wah, wah. Okay, I'm sad for you.
I got a few more days. I have a few more days.
Yeah, I mean, you could essentially wear anything you want and just cover yourself in blood, and it's the Carrie outfit.
Good point.
All the girls are going as goth princesses.
That's not Carrie, though.
Yeah, but there'll be enough people dressed as Carrie.
But
it's more like
why? Wait, let me ask a question. Why don't you want to be dressed as Carrie? Carrie's the one that wins.
The fat girl has lost.
Carrie kills all the bad people in high school. Who amongst us? Who's going to be Piper Laurie? Fuck.
Yeah, Hugh Snell. Oh.
Yeah, the nice girl that still gets murdered.
Poor girl.
Deserved.
R.I.P.
Your friends are terrible. You're just talking to sideline people. What's going on? You okay? Jermey, this is Raven. You'll notice her moniker is delightfully difficult. She has made a lot of people on our show cry for no reason. Like she just does it. It just happens.
I'm on the verge right now.
Yeah, I'm on the verge because she's going with goth princesses to Carrie.
That saddens me. Yeah,
that does, because Carrie would not hang out with the goth princesses.
Not at all. No, she wouldn't be allowed in that club. No.
There'll be enough. Yeah, there will be enough Carrie people.
The goth princesses would actually, her mother would say they're Satanists.
You should dress up as Tabitha King and carry around a trash can with a manuscript of Carrie in it and be like, Steven, you got to publish it.
That's a good idea.
That is a great idea.
I'm just saying.
taking some ideas because so far I haven't found anything I'm willing to wear. So
nobody else is going to be
clear. We also just came up with what we think is $1 billion Hollywood idea. So you're right on the cusp of this. I hope you're having fun. It seems like the car ride was very fun. You're sending me messages. Everybody's listening now, and it's like it was. I'm talking to Jermey. I can't do this while you're in the middle. Okay, Twilight Zone Redux. Let's get to it.
Twilight Zone.
Get to Twilight Zone. Episode is called The Gift. This is the opening narration. By the way, if you can't tell that the opening narrations and the closing narrations of every Twilight Zone episode is some of the best writing you'll ever hear, I can't help you. That's the truth. Opening narration. The place is Mexico, just across the Texas border, a mountain village held back in time by its remoteness and suddenly intruded upon by the 20th century. And this is Pedro, 9 years old, a lonely, rootless little boy who will soon make the acquaintance of a traveler from a distant place. We are at present 40 miles from the Rio Grande, but any place and all places can be in the Twilight Zone. I just want to point out that in that opening narration, the greatest line ever, maybe in a Twilight Zone opening narration, a mountain village held back in time by its remoteness immediately puts you in the time and place of this episode. It is a fascinating little Mexican village. It is dank and sad and scary. And what I would say is Pedro is hopeful. Pedro is a kind of an orphan child who the barkeep takes and helps out with the room. But Pedro every night is kind of wistful. He's always outside looking at the stars, which is funny because 10 years earlier, the Thing from Another World, the original Thing from Another World, has told us to watch the skies. So Pedro didn't get the movie, but he watches the skies in a hopeful manner, kind of like Elliot in E.T. Also, he has an Elliot vibe.
Yeah.
He immediately gravitates towards the traveler. But basically, what happens is Paul Mazursky is in this episode. By the way, the famous comedian who made a ton of movies in the 70s. Famous comedian Harry and Tonto, Unmarried Woman, Enemies, a Love Story, Bob and Carol and Ted Nallis, Academy Award nominated writer. He is in the episode as the cop at the beginning. If you didn't recognize him, I read it and just went, oh my God. But basically an alien crash lands. Everybody's freaking out. The cop's partner gets shot. He sends off a missive to the Mexican government. Hey, we need troops here. There's a downed unidentified flying object out of town. We're a poor town. We need help. He killed my partner. Send help. Well, basically, what happens is the guy finds his way to town. He is referred to from the rest of the episode as Mr. Williams. And he comes into the bar and immediately kind of, he bonds with Pedro. Like it's a weird bond, like innocence, right? He asks her a drink of wine, which is a little weird. And it kind of plays out. And as it's going along, Pedro and him, he basically says, look inside my poncho. I have a gift for you. There's a gift that they won't understand now, but I want you to make sure that they get it. Pedro takes it and puts it away. The doctor, also a very cool character in the episode, he takes care of everybody in the town and actually looks at the cop and is like, you're causing a chaos by getting everybody worried. You're creating this madness. And he's like, yeah, but I'm worried about, the giant humanoid that I'm trying to kill. But Mr. Williams doesn't look that bad, and he bonds with Pedro, and he's a nice guy. But as with everything in the Twilight Zone, eventually the town,
paranoia sets in.
Everybody shows up with pitchforks and fire, and he's just trying to get back to his ship. And they give him the gift. And as they give him the gift, they're like, burn it, Satan. They go a little crazy. And the boy, kind of walks towards it. And the guy walks towards it. And as they do that, they burn it. and then they as he's walking towards the child with his arms up, arms up.
He's gonna hurt the boy.
He's gonna hurt the boy. And they shoot and kill the alien. And then the doctor wisely puts out the fire of the little placard. It's this little placard right here, and he opens it, and he just starts. He looks down, and he just. I come in peace. We've brought a gift for you. This theoretical formula will create a vaccine that will cure every cancer on your planet.
Yeah.
And then the doctor gives a really impassioned, we killed, we have just not just killed a man, we have killed a dream, which is phenomenal. And closing narration, Madeira, Mexico, the present, the subject, fear, the cure, a little more faith, an RX off the shelf in the Twilight Zone, which is kind of fun and right to the point. But it's a really good little episode. It's really crisp. It has a monsters on Maple Street vibe to it. Also has a little bit of ET. Also has a little bit of the Day the Earth Stood Still.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But what I'm fascinated by and what I want to ask you guys about, it is an episode in 1962 America that virtually, again, there are people playing Mexican people, but the entire episode are Mexican characters. No Americans in this episode at all. And I just think it's quite amazing that Rod Serling was able to get away with the sheer volume of things he got away with on this show.
That stood out to me too. Yeah, and it must have been pretty groundbreaking.
Well, and this is also like the Twilight Zone is also the first the episode about the boxer and the kid, where it was the first episode with only African Americans in the episode. He was ahead of his time. It's groundbreaking. And what I find fascinating about this particular episode is, there are two types of alien in every sci-fi story: the aliens that are coming in peace with gifts, and the aliens that are here to eat us.
To serve man.
They're to serve man or alien or the thing or any number of things, but also ET is kind of like he's a happy-go-lucky alien. He doesn't give us anything, but he just wants to get home.
Wait.
The lady, the Cinco de Mayo.
I'm just walking into the room right now, started laughing, asking if you did that on purpose. That she was wearing the same. Yeah, that she was wearing the same outfit.
No, I didn't do it on purpose. But now that you mention it, it's kind of funny that you sent it to me.
That's why I started laughing.
And it's also kind of funny that we're doing this episode on Cinco de Mayo.
Perfect timing.
See, Jerry? Weird shit.
Yeah.
Weird shit. We're doing the Mexican episode of the Twilight Zone on Cinco de Mayo.
The person that lives in the area would like to say that it's not meant to be racist. They change her outfit every holiday, and that she gets stolen, and that's why she's in a cage.
Oh,
it's not meant to be racist.
It's all
she does get changed for every
I feel
holiday.
like that's an easy way around things. Oh no!
Honestly, she does.
Those 72 virgins are in a cage. They get stolen. We have to keep them there.
Got to keep them corralled somehow.
It's the Mexicans' fault that we don't have to kill cancer.
Also, just so we're clear, if you watch the Twilight Zone on Paramount Plus, you get the amazing ability to watch Serling come up. Like they do a thing at the end of every episode. It's like, and now a message from Mr. Serling.
Yeah, that's neat.
Fantastic, fan-fucking-tastic. And next week, kids, for anybody who's watching, next week we get one of the very best of the entire series, an episode called The Dummy, and it's Cliff Robertson.
Great episode.
Cliff Robertson. It is a fantastic episode. It's a story that's next week, The Dummy. Amazing. Before we let you go, Mr. Ashley, tell us again where we can get the DVD, where your movie is streaming, What are you working on next? What do you got going?
100%. So that's a lot of stuff right there. First off, I just want to say I'm a little disappointed. I'm a little disappointed, JW, that you didn't do the Rod Serling impression as you read the opening and closing.
It's disrespectful. If my impression's not good enough, I don't want to disrespect.
You need a cigarette too.
That's true.
Yeah, he's always puffing on ciggies, and I'm not a cigarette guy.
You don't have the suit or anything. I get it. It's fine.
No, I'm at that portion, Jeremy. I'm at that portion of my life where I'm shorts and comfortable t-shirts. And the t-shirts I wear are all movie or television based, and I have the ability to drive my wife completely angry every time we go out.
100%.
He's like, "Where's the black shirt? Where's a black shirt? Do you have a normal basic shirt, a normal human shirt?" No, every shirt has a movie or television show on it.
Not the Mandalorian shirt again. Jesus, you just wore it.
This one I just refound. It's been last night I was wearing my Empire Strikes Back shirt.
She was hiding it from you. Wifey.
Yeah, she hides shit.
That is great if there was a movie called Normal
She
Shirt.
threw away, just so we're clear, Jeremy, she did throw away a pair of Jordans.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Divorce time.
Yeah. It was when we moved, she threw away a pair of Jordans, and I said, "Where are they?" And she goes, "They got thrown away in the move." I'm like, No, where are they?
You're about to be thrown away in the move.
No.
Wow.
I like that. No.
R.I.P.
Where can people find your stuff? What are you working on next?
Yes. So if you guys want to see Meathook, you guys can catch it on Tubi, Amazon. You can rent or buy it. You can also go to our website, which is meathookmovie.com. And you could find our DVD and Blu-ray, which you can't see on screen because, but they're there.
Because your background.
Lots of great extras on there and stuff too. So yeah, definitely support our film by buying the Blu-ray, DVD, watching us, streaming us, all that good stuff. Next thing that I am doing, I'm producing a short film for a good friend. I'm also in post-production on a short film, which is going to be part of an anthology of short films, each one directed by a different filmmaker, all about cursed objects. So in post-production on that right now, I am about halfway through writing next feature script, which is a vampire story. This one I am looking to sell to get some money for the next one, which I'm going to write, which is actually an Amityville movie. Yeah, it's an Amityville movie, but it's fun, and it makes fun of all these horrible Amityville movies. And it if you thought Meathook was meta and self-referential, hold on to your bootstraps, because give us
a taste. What's your cursed object?
So the cursed object in our film is a army man. It's a little green army man that you guys are used to seeing, that we all grown up with. And the theme of our short film has to do with war and how it infects people. So we shot it on the beach over in Malibu. It's a fantastic looking short film. I'm really proud to be putting that out along with the anthology. The anthology is going to be called The Bad Things Place, and that should be coming out later this year, if not early next year. So very much looking forward to that. And then, I got the vampire film, which I'm working on writing. That one's called Night Shift. And then the Amityville movie, which is called Another Amityville ? Exclamation point. It's going to be so fun, and it's
I like that.
A riot. It's going to be great. So yeah, it's the Amityville movie to end all Amityville movies. And I'm not a big Amityville movie fan, to be quite honest with you, but I think somebody's got to put this baby to bed. So.
I'm always every time I think about an Amityville movie, and Jerry, I know we've talked about this, but I've never discussed it with Jeremy. I always think of the Eddie Murphy sketch. Eddie Murphy had a sketch in either Raw or Delirious,
yes,
where he says, I'm just concerned about all these dumb white people in these movies. He goes, if we were an African-American family walking into a haunted house, it's like, honey, the kids are playing outside, everything's great, beautiful house. Get out of the house. It's too bad we can't stay.
We're gone. We're out of it. Pack your things, kids. We're
Get
gone.
your shit and go. Jeremy, it has been a pleasure to meet you tonight and have you on the show.
Mine. Jerry, Raven. I didn't cry
hope we
yet.
get to see you again.
I'm holding my
next time.
back until the end. Yes, maybe
next time.
We'll make you cry next time.
I love talking Twilight Zone.
Can't we cry for the sad lady that's stuck in a cage?
No. Yeah.
with
release her, please.
Modelo? Is it Modelo?
I like the fish there too. On the side.
Well, I guess during the holidays she's like in the Shark Tank or something. So there's like
I didn't notice.
Oh, really? Yes. Yes, she's
It's
waiting
weird.
to jab the shark in the mouth. That's what it is with the Modelo. Anyway,
Broken Modelo bottle.
Jerry, what do you got coming up with Slapjaw?
We have a show May 30th at Union Vapors in Dixon City, and then July 11th at the V Spot in Scranton.
Okay, so I'm Raven. You got anything going on? What's the next? You going to see Carrie this weekend, the Mahoning?
I'm going to see Carrie and Hello Mary Lou on Saturday night at the Mahoning.
Night too.
I'm
No,
jealous.
Mary Lou.
Hello, Mary Lou. Prom night too.
Hello, Mary Lou.
Hello,
I've
Mary
actually
Lou.
never seen it, so this one was a new one for me.
Just so we're clear, you're saying it. I keep on saying it to you. I'm correct. Prom night 2.
I
Hello,
know.
Mary Lou.
Hello,
Yes,
Mary Lou.
I've never seen it. It's the one that I get to go to and see a new one. So
I'm very jealous.
Fantastic.
I wish we had drive-ins like that here in Los Angeles.
Well, the Mahoning in California.
Mahoning is
in California.
great.
In Pennsylvania, there's a drive-in. You can look it up called the Mahoning
I've seen
Drive-In.
the ads for it. I'm fucking
It's
jealous.
incredible.
And then we have the Circle too up here.
We have the Circle Drive-In in Scranton, where those guys, they're close to those guys.
Super.
I'm at an epicenter. I have like 3 drive-ins directly within like
That are
20-mile
fantastic
radius from
drive-ins.
me.
I guess I can't complain. We have a lot of really good revival movie houses, like
Yeah.
stuff on film,
Yeah.
like Tubi. We have lots of like cool Q&A. So
You also get the TCM. You get TCM out there too. You get the TCM Fest. If
we
you
do.
really like,
we get the
you can-
TCM Fest, but more importantly, we get the Beyond Fest, which is where they show the really good stuff. And we actually got Bleak Week coming up at the American Cinematheque, and they're going to have Q&As with Denis Villeneuve, Robert England, Werner
cool.
Herzog.
Yeah, you got good stuff. We have people dressing up like goths going to see Carrie. I don't.
I love it though.
I'm in Florida, so I actually don't have the. I don't get to go with
Ghostbusters, and a
them.
whole bunch of people came in and did that. So
What as goth for Ghostbusters?
no, they were dressed up as like
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters. They had the Ecto one was there.
Different movie.
God.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Every week's a different theme.
No, wait, no. I'm. Why are you getting so angry? Now you're gonna make me cry. JW
Oh,
Movie
wait,
Guy.
can I?
That's exactly how
JW
it
Movie
happened.
Guy on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, X, or whatever the maniac's calling it this week, Twitter, whatever. If you like our show, we have Loud Nerdy every Tuesday night at 9, where we hang out and talk all kinds of cool stuff. Generation Movie is our movie history show. We look at one movie a week, every week. We're finishing up our legacy sequels. Next week is Top Gun Maverick. As we finish up.
Still not gonna talk me into watching that movie.
Cynicism coming up. Gabe's got some big shows coming up. And we have Technical Defects with the boys every other Thursday. Thank you for joining us tonight. I want to thank Jermey Ashley for joining us. Quite a pleasure, my man. Thank you. We're gonna leave. Don't leave. We'll talk after we get done. Thank you for joining us tonight. Forgot 2 movies coming out. Not that anybody needs any help getting to the movies this weekend coming up. Where are they at? I think this is an underrated movie. This movie's going to be fun. Sheep Detectives, Hugh Jackman, a lot of good voices.
Shouldn't be bad.
Babe, it shouldn't be bad.
Bad.
It's a lot of people solving mysteries. And then the other big movie of the weekend is Mortal Kombat 2.
Yeah.
I don't miss time Carl Urban is on screen doing anything. I don't miss Carl Urban.
That's my Friday night.
There you go.
So it should be fun. Thank you for joining us tonight, Jeremy. Thank you so much.
Been a pleasure.
Go
Thank
watch
you.
Meathook. Catch it on Tubi, wherever you can find it. Buy some DVDs. Have a great night. See everybody next
Enjoy
week.
Remaining Pages.
Buy as many as you can. You
Buy
can
100.
use it for anything. You can give them as Christmas gifts for that
You-
slasher fan in your life. Have a
Paperweight,
great night. Stay safe.
Whatever you want to use it for. Door deal.
Anything, really, just as long as we sell it.
Exactly.
Have a great night. Stay
Thanks,
safe.
guys.
Thank you.